they say a story with the Maggid from Mezrich, the famous Talmud of the Baal Shem Tov, that once, when he was already the big Maggid, a friend of him from his old days was coming to him. He find him, whatever, they met together. And this guy was also learning together with the Maggid a lot of deep Sforim and Kabbalah and whatever they learned together. And he finished his davening quickly, and the Maggid was standing in davening long. So he had the guts to ask after the davening for the Maggid, Harav Reber, we used to learn together, we were close friends from those days, so I know what you know what I know. What's all of a sudden the davening so long? I mean, this should get to be more used to. So you should daven more quicker. The later the more the daven, the more quicker it should get. You're getting used to it. So the Maggid told him. The Maggid was quiet for a minute, and he started asking him about his parnasa, about what he's doing for a living. So he thought, okay, whatever. The Maggid didn't want to answer. Okay, so he went into the discussion of parnasa, and he said to the Maggid that he's going once in a while, once in a year. He's going down to in those days it was something, it's called the Yerid. Yerid means like a market. A market. And a lot of people coming and putting out the merchandise, and people are coming and looking and buying. Yeah. So I'm going down. The way takes a few weeks or months or whatever it took then. And over there also I'm spending a nice few days until I check out everything and I figure out which one is the best schoire, and I buy and I come back and another a few weeks and months, and then the rest of the year my wife is selling it for, this is my business. Okay, so the Maggid is listening and he's asking him, so that means in total you give away for your money, to make money you give away a total of a few months. So he's asking him, so let me ask you a question, my good friend. How about you sit down, just a chair at a table, and you just close your eyes and start to think that you take a wagon, a car, like those days it was a wagon, and you take a wagon and you drive and you go down to this famous place where the market was, and you're turning around and you're searching for the good schoire, and you're finding it, and you're coming back home, and you're making up your eyes, and the whole machshava is not more than 2 minutes, and you saved so many time that you can sit and learn and do mitzvahs and be busy with the rachnias. Why should it take so long? So this friend, he didn't understood what kind of question is it. So he asked for the Maggid, hey, what are you talking about? I'm talking about real business. I need to make money. This is not something like b'machshava, something in dimyon. I need to really have schoire, really have merchandise. I need customers. I need customers, and I need to make money. So what are you asking? So the Maggid says, aha. So when we want to have it real, it should be real stuff. It takes time. It's not just a machshava. So now he got the answer. His question was, why you should not think it? All these Kabbalah things and these deeper, profound.
So long.
Yeah, why down so?
We used to daven so short. That was the original.
Yeah. So what he explained him, that something that's a real life, real things is taking time. You need to really be there. It's not something that you're just thinking about it. Imagination. It needs to be real stuff. Action. Yeah.
So what is the davening? What's the nimshul here?
Yeah. So by the way, I just remember another very interesting saying that the Rob Shitzeruv, Reb Naftali Horowitz, the Rob Shitzeruv, he also said once very interesting. He said, why is my davening taking longer than most people? So he said like this. When a person davens, after he stands davening, he closes the eyes, he davens. Right away, after a few seconds, his machshavos is flying and going. He flies to the market, he sees merchandise, he buys, and he sells, he buys. It's a whole... Yeah, Emil Shmonesre.
That's everybody.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The world.
Yeah, so...
What? World traveler.
Yeah.
In the middle of
Shmonesre. So you say everybody is traveling, but the problem is happening that they go to the market over there in mind, and they see good schoire, they have good schoire to sell. People are coming and they're buying the schoire, and but they don't have time. All of a sudden they're holding already by Yile Rutzen, by Oise Shalom. So they go Oise Shalom. So they're losing. They sell the schoire and they didn't get the money. They didn't have the time to get the money. So they're losing everything. So he said, I'm not a nar, I'm not a fool. Yeah, that's why my davening take longer than usual, because I stay over there in the market and I wait until the guy will pay the money, and I count it, I put it in my pocket, and then I do Oise Shalom. So yeah. So we know that he said that he never saying jokes. Everything means deeper thinking. So anyway. It was a whole experience when the Chassidische rabbis, what they bring down with the Torahs, that Rochnis should be a real emes experience, a real emes life. It's not just something that you imagine. We know that the Baal Shem Tov, this is what the Chassidische Forum is explaining, Baal Shem Tov brings out to the world light and life. These two lashonos that it says in the Svarim. Light into Torah mitzvahs and life into Torah mitzvahs. So light, everybody knows the difference between darkness and lightness. When there is light, you connect with the things that you have in the room much more closer, much more deeper than if you just know that you have it. If you just hear about something, but if you see the thing. This is what Chazal is saying. So what Hasidus is doing, it's bringing light into the Torah mitzvahs. It should be something that you really see it, you're really experiencing it, you really feel it, and you really get more connected to it. And life also, this is the second saying that it says in Sfarim, the Baal Shem to bring life into this world. So I heard once a metaphor on it, like if someone Chadashulam is fainting means is alphas, chalish, yeah? Chalish. So when someone is fainting, so somebody stands in the side, and I see somebody is not moving, he's just laying, he's not moving. So he say, a healthy person needs to move. So he just not move. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna shake his hands and a foot. So he's gonna be as a regular person. So a more wiser guy comes to him and he said, "Don't be such a shoite. A real way of doing it is not that you just continue shaking his hands. He needs to be alive by himself, and then all the ivorim, all the organs will get alive by itself. So the way is to put in a little bit more chayas, a little bit more life into this guy, and once this guy is awake, he's alive, then automatically he will shake the hands and the foot. So the nimshal, how we say the nimshal on this is that if the inside is a little bit dry, is not alive, then we need to, every part of Avodas Hashem, every part of Torah mitzvahs is a whole separate thing that you need to go and shackle and move this, move the hand to do this mitzvah and move this foot to go. Everything is a whole separate avoider. But if there is life, if somebody is experiencing rochnius, he's having a hergesh, a feeling to it, and a deeper understanding. So the rochnius is a livable thing. It's life. So this is the nimshal that what they say on Torah of Hashem Tov. Hashem Tov is bringing life into Torah mitzvahs, so it's actually everything going to go in harmony together and by itself automatically, because once the person gets a life, he is doing by himself Torah mitzvahs. So if not, it's like I heard once from a mashpia. He explains like this: the way of the Sifrei Miser versus the Sifrei Hasidus. He explained like this: in Sifrei Miser we see a lot that they're dealing with every midah, a nature, character. So we talk about kas, we talk about gaiva and taiva and this. So every midah is by itself a whole avoider, and we take it and we say why it should be like this, and the way how you can make it better. But in the Hasidic Sforim, it's not always the case, and most of the time they're going to talk more about God, about the Eibishter, and about the Hergish, and about the Advaikus in the Eibish and in Torah Mitzvahs. You're not going to see as much as that they're going to deal with the details, all the details of the midos and all these things. And that's the hesber, that's what we just said. Because once you have a feeling, it's life, a healthy person, a livable person, he's moving around, he's running. If there is chayas, then the person is coming and going and moving around. So if there is chayas in avodas Hashem, avodas Hashem starts to be real, and not just everything the same. I heard once has an expression like this: what's the difference between a chosid and a misnagid? It's all the Hasidic word. So they say like this: misnagid is like a portrait, a picture on our face on the wall. So every time it's the same. Today is like yesterday. Tomorrow will be like today. This guy is very perfect. But a chosid is like a worm, a small worm. He goes out, he goes in the hole, out of the hole. David HaMelech says, I'm not just a portrait. Chayes brings itself out in a way that it's not exactly everything the same, like fixed. If it's chayes, then once you're davening more chayes. Once it's not going, you're trying should go. There's a saying of the Friedige Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Rayatz. He said like this: a yeker. He said this is what he said. A yeker means a German Jew. This was an expression of a yeker, because they are very fixed, like I explained before.
Oh, straight.
Yeah, very straight. So he said like this: a yeker will not drink coffee before davening, because he's very medakdik and very firm. He will go daven every time the same time, and on the shul it says a big sign every day when Sovzman Tefillah and the nates and all these things, and every day the davening is taking the same 22 minutes, and if it's Shani v'Chamishi, the Kriyas Torah, it takes 26 minutes because of Kriyas Torah. And when he makes money, he gives tzedakah. He doesn't make money, he's not giving tzedakah. He's very perfect. So he say this means a yefai mara. Yefai mara means a nice looking. Everything is perfect, but it's without life. It's not life. It's just you doing, and everything you can check that you accomplish. You're very ausgehalten. I always say you're very good. But a chusid, he can drink coffee for davening because he want not to think about his hunger before davening. He will drink, and sometimes maybe even eat. So if it's according in halacha, if it's a long davening, it should not bother him, and you're gonna eat, especially let's say in a long davening of Shabbos, so you should be able to daven longer. He comes in shul. He don't know if his davening will take a half an hour or an hour, because he's making himself available to experiencing the davening, experiencing the closeness, the relationship with Hashem. So he's not fixing his whole neshama and the whole Eibishter and the Torah mitzvahs. He's not putting it in a box, and this is it. And my life, where I have my all my spashtas being bigger and bigger and greater, this I can have in my gashmis, in my business, and my eating. So a chassid is verkehrt. His whole rochni is very livable. It's not the same, and that's why by Chassidim it was like, we call it Chassidische Malava Malke. Yeah, that's such an expression. Chassidische Malava Malke. That's really a sign of life, of living. So back to this word, the Baal Shem Tov brings oive chayas, a light and life into Torah mitzvahs. And we know that that's one of the major things that they have a snagdus. How we say snagdus? A snagdus.
Opponents.
Opposition. They have tinus on the Baal Shem Tov is that he was being mekarev. He was bringing close all the simple people. He was very being mekarev them, and they had a lot of tinus that what's this? We know that a choshev guy is only the one who learns a lot of Torah. He's a big Talmid Chacham. He accomplished that. He knows a lot. But these guys, they don't know much, and they just davening very serious and saying Tehillim, but they're big Amaratzim. So the Baal Shem Tov wanted to bring in Adarabed, that the whole thing of Yiddishkeit is not just the physical, the materialistic part of the Torah mitzvahs, the physical part of doing, and you have done it and you feel good. Torah mitzvahs need to be life, needs to be full of life, and life means a connection, a hergish, a feeling, a respect, and a have and a deeper understanding, and that's something that one doesn't need to be a big Talmid Chacham to get it. And sometimes it's adrabah. It's just mamish the opposite. These plain people, when he stands davening, when he's saying his kapitel Tehillim, he really means Hashem. He really means to connect, and he have a very full heart to Hashem. The big guy, the big Goyen Talmid Chacham, he already have his own name, and that's a very dakis. How we say dakis? It's a very idle. Adin. It's a very gentle idea. Not meaning to say that the Goinim was not chushev, but he brings out that in a certain sense, on the inside, if we look on the inside, on the feeling, on the relationship that one have with God from do the Torah mitzvahs, this could be even by Odom Poshet. This doesn't need to be a big Talmid Chacham. And this could be even more in Odom Poshet, because it doesn't have all the yeshes, all the gaive. It doesn't feel that he's somebody. He's just really bottled and connected to God. I heard once from there is a Stechiner rabbi in Borough Park. His name is Ramotl Zilber. I heard once from him. He's learning a lot of Kabbalah. He told me once that he was in Israel. There is a big yeshiva. It's called Shar HaShomayim. That's a yeshiva dedicated just for Kabbalah. So there is many Kabbalim over there. People who knows Kabbalah, learning a lot of Kabbalah, shows hours and hours. So he told me once that he heard from the Rosh Yeshiva over there. I think his name was Abriven Gross. I'm not sure. So he heard of the big Rosh Yeshiva of the Shar HaShomayim, of the biggest Mekibel. He told them that today there are very little Mekibalim. So he looked at him. How come? I mean, we know that today it's mamish. These things of Kabbalah is just growing and growing. A lot of people are learning, and a lot of shirim, a lot of books coming out, and the whole yeshiva. Here's the whole yeshiva of Shar HaShomayim. How come you say that there is so little Mekubalim? So he explained them. What do you think that the Mekubal means? That if one of you guys know what Kabbalah is, a lot of Shemus and Yichudim, Oisias. Yeah, it's a lot of cheshboinus from highest. They're talking about the higher oilemus, higher spheres, but it's a lot of cheshboinus, a lot of mathematic calculations. Okay, thank you, and everyone should help me with my fancy English, please. Anyway, so he said, what do you think that Amekubal means? That he knows all the calculations, he knows all the shemas, and he knows what to put together over here and what to put together over there, and what comes before, what is after. This is just this is just the materialistic part of the Kabbalah. A real Mekubal means somebody who is really inside this yichud, this machshava that he was thinking, he really lives it. He really knows what is this Shem all about, what is this, this is such a gili elokis, such a reveal from God, and he really stands behind this yichud. So this is very little today. So we're coming again to this thing that sometimes when a person get into a regilus he get used to. He's getting used to a certain thing. How holy this should be. It should be Kabbalah, it should be Torah mitzvahs, whatever you call it. Everything might have a certain weakness when it comes into the state of regilus, of getting used to. A little explanation in it, why it's like this. When somebody is doing a new thing, is starting to do something new, it has to be something inside that pushes him to do it. He needs to have some explanation or some feeling to it, some pleasure, something from inside that causes him to do.
He's more excited.
He's excited, yeah. So excitement is something from inside, more life. But later on, when he's doing it a lot of times and it goes into the system, he's already used to do it. So then the body is doing it. The body is not looking to have so much profound, so much deeper understanding why to do it and pleasure why to do it, because he's already doing it almost by himself. So that's the case. And a lot of times when we used to do things, all of a sudden the inside part is getting a little bit weaker. He doesn't need to understand so much. He doesn't need to have so much feelings. He's anyway doing it. So we know that the Baal Shem Tov, it says in Sforim, Hasidic Sforim explains, the Baal Shem Tov's name was Yisrael. Yisrael, that's the name of Klal Yisrael. And we send the neshama of the Baal Shem Tov down to earth because Klal Yisrael was in a matzev, in a state of his alphus, of fainting. Like we just said before, like the metaphor, when somebody is fainting, there is no chayes. He's still alive, but there is no chayes. And even if we shackle his hand and foot, it's a chitzonius diget. It comes from an outside koyach. It's not his own energy who shakes the hands. That somebody else stands and shake the hands. Same thing in Rochnis. If somebody doesn't have the feeling, he's just doing things because of outside forces. He's afraid of Gehenna. He wants to, if you're going to do this, then God will help him with panasa, with help. It's not him. It's like his alphas. This means his alphas like fainting. Fainting means you can shake the hands and foot. Everything could be shaking, but it's not you. It's the sources from this shaking is from the outside. So Baal Shem Tov comes, and he have the name of Klal Yisrael, and we know that when someone is fainting, one of the tricks we're doing is we saying into the ears his name. This awakes him. This brings him more alive. This awakes his neshama. So we send it to Baal Shem Tov. Shem Tov's name is Yisrael, to say for Klal Yisrael, Yisrael. We are Yisrael, and like this with his Torah and Torah, what he learns, and his Talmidim, how we say Talmidim. He brings in more life, and like this we should not be fainting. We should stand up on our own foot, and we should shackle. We should move hand and foot because we are moving it. We have our own life, feeling, and understanding, and in Torah mitzvahs. So in Sforim said, in Hasidic Sforim it says that Nis'ava HaKadosh Baruch Hu, let's say it's a Lashon HaMedrash, but the Hasidic Sforim are a lot of explaining it. Nis'ava HaKadosh Baruch Hu liyas lo dira b'tachtonim. Hashem wanted, he have a Nis'ava, a lust, to have a dira, a house in the tachtonim, in this simple world. So so it says that Amaise hu iker. The Gemara says Amaise hu iker. That means the main thing is to do the Maise, to do the action of the mitzvah, putting on tefillah and keeping Shabbat, whatever it needs to be done. But if somebody just doing the Maise and he doesn't have the life into the mitzvah, he doesn't have the hergish into the mitzvah, it says a very interesting thing in Chassidisches Forum. It's like having a house, building a house, which is the house for Hashem. And as Ava Kadosh Baruch Hu least le dire, Hashem wanted to have a dire betachtoinim in our world. Al Yedei Torah mitzvahs, from our Torah mitzvahs. So when we do Torah mitzvahs, but it's just the Maise, it's like it's stuck in the dire. We have the dire, but it's like dire without light, without steam, without air conditioning, without anything. Just raw paint, not even painted. So it's just a dire. This is what the Chassidisches Forum explains. And when someone has a Havas Hashem, while he's doing the mitzvah, he have a feeling into it, he have understanding, he's connected to Hashem while he do this, then it's a nice dire. He's building for the Eibishter a nice dire with nice furniture, with light and steam and air conditioning, whatever it needs to be. So we need to think a minute on it. Who from us would go live in a dire without light and steam? We will not even stand over there more than a few minutes. I mean, this is not a place really to live. A very big part, the same as choshev, the same as important as the dira itself, is all the inside of make it livable, make it some place where I can really live. So it needs to be life and light. It needs to be furniture, whatever a dira needs to have. So enechaname. Mitzad denes Ava Kadosh Baruch Hu is enough to do the Maise, but it needs to be a nice dira. This here comes out the really nice serving that we do for Hashem. We're making a nice dira.
Question?
Yes.
What happens if somebody, let's say, doesn't know how to daven, but they go to shul because they're going to shul? That's the Maise. The Maise is going to shul. And there's a minyan there. Do they get the same schar because they're part of that minyan, even though they didn't daven, because they don't have the capacity to daven?
Okay, so it's a good question. So for sure, if somebody doesn't know how to do it and he's really trying to do what he can do, then he's good. But if somebody want to do better, want to get better, want to build a good house for Hashem, a nice house.
He just wants to show up. He wants to show up because that's the best he could do.
If this is the best he could do, then that's the best he could do. But the question is if this is the best. You know this guy who asked one of the Goinim from the past, maybe the Chazon Ish, I don't remember exactly. Or maybe the Stipler, that he have only 15 minutes to learn in the day. What he should learn? He should learn Miser or Gemara, Shulchan Aruch. So he told them you should learn better Miser. Even though Shulchan Aruch is much more important, that you need to know Amaisa Ashayasin. Because if you're going to learn 15 minutes Musar, then you're going to find out that you have more than 15 minutes to learn. So if this is the best he knows, okay, but a person need to grow. So
his neshama, when he goes to the shul, he doesn't know how to read, or his neshama feel it. You get something.
Yeah, but we want to bring it out. I want to reveal. It's called revealed. We want to bring it out. We want to live it. We want to live what the neshama. So it's very important that, like, we're growing in business, we're growing in life, we're growing in everything. We're not going to eat anymore the chocolate and the jelly beans from when we were. Now we understand in a good stickel meat, a good stickel. We're getting more adult. So serving Hashem, if this is life, if this is real, and it is, of course we need to grow. We need to think about it. We need to make. We need to at least learn the Sfarim. So I would say that your question is a good nekuda, where I want to bring out an example where how it looks Torah mitzvahs without feelings, and how should it be looking like with Hasidus, with feelings.
I pointed out that sometimes you go to shuls and see these people who are developmentally disabled. They just don't have the capacity, but they're brought to shul, or they go to shul by themselves, and they don't necessarily daven, but they're participating in however the highest function that they could possibly do, and in such a case they really can't go higher than whatever that level is. As opposed to somebody who he's starting out, He understands you have to go to shul and you have to daven. So first he starts with a siddur in English, and then he goes right there until he figures out how to read Ivra and such a thing. I understand.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that those souls, those people, they're on a higher level than most of us, because they came to this world just to fix one thing, because they already completed most of it. We here just to complete even more than they're supposed to complete. So that's like.
Yeah. So I heard once from a Rosh Hashiva somewhere in the mountains. He said that there are stores that are not selling kosher, but they're selling kosher style. So he explained me that they look into the kosher stores, but they don't want to spend to have a hechsher. It's really goyish stores, but they want to have. I don't know if they want to have Jews coming in buying, or kosher means also in the outside world. Kosher means some restriction of more healthy, whatever. So they have kosher style. So they look into the kosher food. They see what are they eating for breakfast. They have a bagel, lox, a little cream cheese, some vegetables. So they do the same thing. They have bagels and lox, not kosher, but it's kosher style. So I really like the idea. There are things that they are the setup of kosher. The look is the same like kosher, but it's really not kosher. Yeah, sometimes we do things, but it's just the outside, the look. Everything is okay. And if this is their level, it's okay. But again, we all need to grow. We all need to get away from the used to. We need to get reattached to the inside. Like somebody is doing a new thing, is excited. So we still have it, and that's what we have in the beginning, and that's what there is in our inside. We need to learn about it. We need to think about Hashem. So I want to give this prat of davening. I want to bring out a little bit more Benegay Lamaise. So in davening, sometimes we know in davening there's saying the words, and there's also the kavanah, the pirish hamilos, thinking of the meaning of the word. Yeah. Sometimes not just the saying is like abigesund, is like used to, but even the kavanah, even is frum. He want to have pirish hamilos. He want to think the meaning of the word, but it's missing the neshama. He gets used to have pirish hamilos. So he could say Halali nafshi is Hashem, and he could be mechavan Halali nafshi is Hashem. My soul is thanking Hashem, but he's not really experiencing that my soul is thanking to Hashem. He's saying a shvach halal for Hashem. He's not really there, even if he thinks the pirish hamilos. So a lot of the times what is happening, even in the very good form people, that the davening comes out to be a time that really it's something that we need to accomplish. We need to get it done. I need to be mechavan. I need to have in mind all the words. I don't need to let in machshava zaros. How we say machshava zaros? Outside
foreign source.
Okay.
Outside thoughts.
Outside thoughts, and also davening is a time of praying and taking a lot of bracha and everything that he needs on parnasa and health, whatever. But if we look into this Chassidische Forum, especially in davening, first of all, the taich of tefillah is meloshen naftila elakim neftalti. It's a meloshen connection, meloshen chibur, meloshen connection. And also we see in the Gemara, Aizi avoide shebelev, zit tefillah. So which serving is from the heart? Tefillah. Tefillah is something that's from the heart. So now when we know that davening is connection, and it needs to be with the heart, so it's for sure not about me. It's not just me. Because if it's just me, then it's not connection, it's not relationship. So when we say we need to relate to someone, we need to connect to someone, so first of all there is a someone else besides you. So this is what really means, and we look into Chassidisches Forum, that a person needs to sich wegstellen davenen, how we say. We need to sich stellen davenen. Ein Amide elot filler. Amide, how we say Amide? To stay.
Preparation.
Yeah, preparation. To daven. To stand to daven. To stand up and daven. So the standing up and daven itself is a very big thing in davening, even before the davening. The standing up itself in davening means, I'm going to give first a marshal to you should understand it better. We go davening in shul, everyone goes davening in shul, and he find a lot of people that he don't really have a relationship with them. He don't know them, maybe they greet each other, but he's not really familiar who they are, and they don't know who he is. But let's say one time a person, your friend, sits down with you and he explains, you know this guy that you're davening with him in shul like 10 years now? You know who this guy is? No. So he started to tell you, this guy, he's such a big Bal Chesed, he's such a big asking, he's doing so much for people, he's giving away his money, dumim tarte mashme, and at the same time he's so humble, he's mamish a very big tzaddik. Or you're going to tell him that this guy is a very big Talmud Chacham, you know, such a goen, he's everywhere you talk to, from which sefer you're talking to him, he knows to finish up the sentence, he knows everything by heart, a very big goen. So tomorrow when you go in shul and you find this person, you're going to see this person, you're going to say, wow, this person, this is it, this is such a big, I never knew about him. So
you see him different.
You see him different. You have a very big respect on him now. And not just respect, you're thinking by yourself, where's a opportunity I should get connected to him? Maybe I have a shaila, maybe I have something to ask for a Rav, or a certain Gemara, let me go ask him, maybe. So you want to get close to him. So let's understand why all of a sudden, you know him, you saw him 10 years, only when you bumped into him, you say good morning, or good afternoon, good night, and now all of a sudden you have respect, and you want to get close to him. What happened? So it's very simple, that what happened is that now you have something in your understanding, in your inside, about this guy. And from your inside, if you understand something about him, this awakes your feeling. We know the head is the highest thing in the koime of the person, and if somebody else understands good, this awakes feelings. This makes him connected. It brings him closer, respectful or with love, which means in Svarim Yir and Ahava. We talk sometimes on Yir and Ahava like it's Mr. Scissors words. Yir means respect, in simple words, one of the meanings, and Ahava means I love him. I try to get closer. Let me find a way how I can get connected to him. So when we do the same thing with Hashem, everybody knows of Hashem. He knows, yeah, I down with him every day, 3 times. He comes together in shul. When I bump into him, I chuckle. I say good morning for him. But I have no relationship with him. I have no feelings to him. So what davening means in simple mamelosh, in simple words, is davening is a time that you started to read. Let's call it like this, and just to bring it out better. You go read a book, or you're listening from a friend that he explained you about somebody else, and this somebody else is God, is Hashem, and he explained, you know, Hashem is so humble, he's so chesed, he's so much, he's doing so much, and he's being mechaya the whole world, he's bringing life into the whole world, and his things that he's creating, and every minute he's creating, every second. Hashem created always and his things that he created is so deep, is so much chachma into it, that how much the doctors and all the physics should say about just the eye of a person. They're not getting, they're still saying that we cannot still understand what's going on in the eye. Kolchkin on a brain, they really don't know what's flying over there. And so this is such a big, this is a huge, I don't have the good words, this is a really phenomenal person, whatever this is. And then he start to say, and you know what he's doing to you? He's starting to listening what he's doing to you. He's really paying attention to you 24/7, all your life. He gave you life, and is giving you and is listening to you, and he makes hashgacha pratis with you. It should be for you only good, and many things. And he's doing like this for everyone, and he's humble, and he's being moichel. How we say moichel? Forgive. He forgive thousands and thousands of times that you're going to be even punching in his face and dragging his face into dirty places like you say the Marshal and Tanya. He still forgive you and he's so. This is mamish really amazing. This is really so. This is a time. Davening is a time that we just go away for a minute from ourselves, from our attention, from our ego and our needs. And we just drawing our attention to understand something that's happening. Let's call it outside us. Hashem is everywhere. Well, let's call it now outside my attention. I mean, outside my ego. So that's the main idea of stelling davening. Chavekshtel davening means I go out for my. And it's not just a physical thing to close the cell phone, because it says a big sticker, close the cell phone. It's the pneumius. The pneumius is really go away from yourself, from your needs, and start to listen, start to realize what this person is all about, what this Metzius is. And this Metzius is the Eibishter. And when you know this, when you understand this good, you have a very big feeling. You have a feeling of respect. You have a feeling of want to get close to him, of want to be with him together all the time. So one of the major things to do it is to learn Hasidic Sforim, especially in this forum that speaks about God, speaks about Hashem, explaining things that you can understand, you can relate to it. So the more you understand, the more it's going to help you, the more it's going to give you a better Geschmack davening. You're going to feel you're talking to whom you talk, and you're going to want to daven. You're going to want to stay as long as it could be. And then also more in detail, the davening itself is explaining Hashem. We know the main arichos, I would say arichos, long, the main longevity, length of davening is Psike de Zimre. What is Psike de Zimre and Birchas Krishma? What is it? It's a storyteller. We just saying very good things on this thing that is called Hashem. We're saying how he creates everything and how good he's doing for everything, and how good he's doing for Klal Yisrael. He took you out from Mitzrayim and Kriyas Yamsim, all the things. Then we start to say Psike de Zimre. The Zimri is, we start to say Sepire Tzadikim, it's called. We started to say how the Malachim, the big creations, the Rachnis, how they serve Hashem and how they have so much respect on him. And then we say Hava Soilem. And this big Hashem took you and he loved you and he wants your arbeit, wants your avoider. And that's the way. That's the way when somebody connects to these words. What?
So then how come people can rush through it?
Yes. Then we say
6-7 minutes.
Yeah. Then we really say Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael means I want. It's the respect that we're taking the Kabbalah's all Ma'ach Shemayim, and then afterwards we're also saying we have to. Now we can say we have to. I love you, Hashem, b'chol levavri, b'chol nafshi, b'chol medechu. Like the way, like in the small metaphor that you can love any person just because he did something. He's a very big Talmud Chacham, whatever. So much more for Hashem. So if davening it goes like this with a real connection to the words. And like we said, if somebody can, he should more learn Chassidus, and especially Chassidus that explains, like Tanya or whatever Chassidus form that explains Hashem, something that you can take it in your mind. It's not just mystic words, mysticism, then it give you a much more deeper relationship with God. So all the mitzvahs is starting to live, to be more life. So in a few words, if you're talking about learning Hasidic Sforim, it's already good to explain that when we learn Hasidic Sforim, it's very choshev that after we're learning, we should just think about it. Sometimes we learn inside a sefer, and it's still in the look of the sefer. It's not really your own words, your own thinking. You just see it in the way it's in the sefer. And I give you an example. We know that a Rabbonim, before they get to have a license to be a Rav, they need to do Shimish. Anyone heard about Shimish? They need to do Shimish. What means Shimish?
Experience.
Why didn't experience? They're learning so much Sforim and they know everything. They got 100 on the test. What's still missing here? Sometimes it's everyone it's everything that you know. It's still from the books. It's still from the Sforim. But when you get to real life, to say kosher, apostle, and tumah v'tura, when it's getting to real life, it's not a picture that I saw in the book. It's not the same tzura sadaf. There is no tzura sadaf over here. It's just a real chicken and a real problem with a knife and dairy and busa v'chulam. Yeah, and it's not almost the same. So it's not really that he could paskin, that he could say. So that's why we need to do shimish. Shimish means you take everything that you know from the books, now bring it into life, bring it into real experience. So now you can be a Rav. Same thing, sometimes we learn Hasidic Sforim, and it explains a little bit more that a person should understand Hashem, but it's a very choshev thing to close the sefer and to do the talis and fill, and just think a little bit before davening. The avekshtel, eina mide elo tefillah. Tefillah means the good avekshtel, the good you stand up to daven, the good you're gonna daven. The stand up to daven is you're really thinking for whom you're standing, and there is somebody to whom I go to connect. It's not just something like we said before that I need to be a good davener. I accomplished that I was good davening, and whatever I didn't let in even one thought that it's machshava zara. Yeah. So when you do talis and tefillah, and you're thinking, you're closing your eyes or open eyes, whatever, and you're thinking in your own way, in your own words from Hashem, and now to this Hashem you're going to daven, and you're saying the words, and you say how big it is. So in plain words, davening is a time that it's not about you. It's a time like you go. Like somebody who want to find the shidduch, you're really listening. What's going on? What is into the other side? What is into the? A chosn is looking for a good color. Yeah, he gonna really want to understand what is the milas over there. What is the good things? So davening, we want to do connection. We want to have relationship. It's a time that before that we need to think about Hashem. We need to understand something, and with this feeling to go daven. And this itself should be the davening. The davening is full of, like we said, full of words of connection. There is a nice Torah in Lekita Torah in Shir Hashirim, the second Torah over there. He explains, Hashma la'oznechu ma she'atu moitze mepichu. There's a pasuk. So he said like this: Hashma la'oznechu. It means give to listen to your ears. Ma she'atu moitze mepichu. What you are saying out from your mouth. So he said, who is the atu? Hashma la'oznechu. Listen, ma she'atu. Who is the atu? So he explains, atu. This is your neshama. So he said in these words, he say when someone is davening, it's like the nefesh. Everyone has a neshama, holy neshama, and the animal soul. So the animal soul should, this is the soul that we feel, we always feel, he should just sit quiet and listen what is the neshama saying about God, what is the neshama explaining and telling over there in the siddur. Because the neshama, we don't need to explain for the neshama, she's the one who really davens. But what we really want to do by davening is that the animal soul should also get inspired, should also get connected. That's the really place on where we do the avodas Hashem. We need to raise up our animal soul. So he say, "Hashma la'oznechu," get to hear to your ears from the nefesh bahamis. So the time of davening is really a time that we sitting and listening the godliness of Hashem, the gdilas Hashem. I once heard that it was a marshal. It's a metaphor. Someone saw a big building that's getting to build. So there's hundreds and thousands of people, builders, and because it's going to be a big complex. So we're starting to build, and he lived not too far away, and he watches always where how more big it grows. The building grows up, and it's getting finished. So it goes on months and months and months, and the building is not getting, building up. So he went nearby, and he was like, "This is very weird. What's going on over here?" So he asked one of the workers, "Hey, can you explain me what's going on over here? So he said, "What's going on over here? Look, I'm the plumber. I'm pulling pipes and moving and whatever." No, I didn't ask you what you're doing. I'm asking you what's going on. What is the whole? So he tell, "I don't know what's the plans of the architect of the big boss. I know I just do plumbing, and I'm getting paid every 2 weeks, and I have my panosse, and so why do you bother me with the higher level?" So he thought, okay, this is a Narish guy. He goes to the next floor or whatever. "Hey, can you tell me what is this? What's going on over here?" So he told me, "I'm an electrician. I'm doing this and that. You want to see what I did already? This and that." So, can you explain me what? I didn't know what you do. I want to know for whom we building it. I see this building goes on and on and on, and it's not getting finished. So I don't know. I don't really know for whom exactly. I don't know what's going. I don't know what really we need to do with the whole. What needs to be the outcome of this building? A house or a palace, whatever it is, rentals. So then he come out and he say, "Now I understand why this building is not finished. Everyone is just busy accomplishing what he needs, and they have no feeling. They really don't know what they're doing. Everybody, the whole neshama of their service, or what they're doing, of their arbeit, is just that they should get paid. That he's a good plumber, he needs a good. They have no clue that over here, and what the story is, that this is like a king that want to build a big palace. So that's why it's not getting finished, because nobody knows about him. So we have no feeling. When there is feelings, things are getting better done. Things are getting like this is what we say always. Hasidim are doing lifnim eshiras adin. If there is Hasidus, we're doing much more than what it just needed to do. When someone have a feeling. So again and again, there's many nice stories, but the time is a little bit short. And I just want to say one thing more about davening. I heard once about Mendel Futterfass. He said a very interesting, the way he said it. He said when somebody davens, we say Baruch Sh'oma V'Hoy Olam. He said, how does this davening need to be look like? So he said, like when a person have Chaz v'Shalom, it should never happen. Somebody have a sick person from his own family and house. So when this father or mother gonna go daven and they saying Baruch She'omar V'Hoy Olam, they thinking Baruch. How we say Baruch in English? Blessed is who the one who said, and it was a word. So he said, oh God, if you with one word it happened, you created the whole entire universe. So for sure you can with just nothing you can make my son healthy again, back to life, and same thing. Baruch Oime Voice, Baruch Goizer Mekayim, and blessed is who the one who will give is Goizer, and things are being Mekayim. So you say for sure, Rebbeinu Shalom, for you just be Goizer, and you for sure my son will be. So he explained that this guy, when he's davening, when he's davening to Hashem, it's so real. He's so connected to the words. He brings it out in how we need to be in our davening, that it's really something into it. So they say a word from the Rizhiner. We say Bam Davenin B'Av Shabbos, on Shabbos we say Befi Yeshorim Tisroimam, Evesif Say Tzadikim Tisbarach, Evelshon Chasidim Tiskadosh, Evekeda. So what is all these praise? Yeah, it's again and again in different. So he said, the more deeper we go into the person, it's a more higher level. So Befi Yeshorim, it's just Befi. Yeshurim means a straight person. It's befi. It's just he's davening. It's just befi. Sifsa is also Sifsa Tzedikim. But he said Lashon Chasidim. Lashon is the tongue. Is a little bit more deeper. And then Kerev Kadoshim. Kerev is more inside. That's already the very holy people. So this is the way the davening should be. We say in Hallel. When we say Hallel, we start Hallelika, Halleli Avdai Hashem. Halleli Avdai Hashem, Halleli Hashem Hashem. What is the Halleli Avdai Hashem, Halleli Hashem Hashem? So I thought once B'derech Tzachus, like for a joke he's saying, I don't know how to say it in English. So sometime a person is Hallelika, he's how we say Hallelika?
Praise.
He prays?
Praise Hashem.
He prays Hashem. So Hallelika is Halleli Avda Hashem. He's praising Hashem, but the neshama inside he's Avda Hashem. He's a oived. He's a big oived. He's a good guy. He's a frum guy. But then we say Halleli Hashem Hashem. You need really to praise. You need to know about the Shem Hashem. It's not enough that you are good and you can make a check that you daven. It needs to be really Halleli Hashem Hashem. We say in davening. Every day we say it by the Malachim, Kilo Mahivim, we say how they praise Hashem, Kilo Mahivim, Kilo Bririm, Kilo Geborim, Kilo Gdoshim, Kilo Oisim, Ba'aimu, V'yiru, and so can I be talking about the Malachim, how good they are, how good they are standing to praise Hashem. But then we say, after the whole shtickle, we say, Eshaim Hokai Lamelech Hagon. It's not just they have feelings and that, it's Eshaim Hokai Lamelech. They're serving the name of God. They're serving God. So when this is why we say it in davening. When we stand davening, we need to have God in mind. I mean, it's not just that you are a good davener. You did good. It's something that God needs to be a real thing, an emerson thing. And if it's real, it takes time to pay attention and to. So I just want to finish with this. That Buch Havakik, the Pusik said. Bo Chavakik v'midon alachas v'tzadik b'menusa yichya. Chavakik this is what the Gemara said. Chavakik he said he bring close all the mitzvahs. They are just one mitzvah. V'tzadik b'menusa yichya. What is the deeper meaning in it? What means all mitzvahs are one mitzvah? If it's v'tzadik b'menusa, he have a big emun and a maibishn yichya. He's living with it. Then it's all one thing. It's all one saving. There's no much, like we said before. When the guy is fainting, then every move, every aver, every organ is different. When somebody is alive, it's all one thing. It's all one body, and he shakes by himself everything. We know a nigun. When we sing a nigun, there are actually inside a nigun hundreds of notes that is being sung or is being played, but when someone have a feeling in a nigun, it's not just 100 tunes, notes. It's a nigun. It's one nigun. why is it one nigun? It's 100 notes. But a nigun is a certain experience, a certain feeling. The guys who know, who feels a nigun, they know what I'm talking. Yeah, a nigun is a very experience, a very idle tainugun in a nefesh. So when someone has a feeling to it, so he doesn't consider to it as 100 of notes. It's like one nigun, one. So he knows it as one thing. When Rachnias becomes a livable thing, a life, it's something with life. It's one. There's no so many things and so many pressures. V'tzadik b'menus yichya is buchavakik v'midon alachas. I heard once from a Balkoire. I asked him, "Tell me the truth. How come you can line? Balkoire is the one who lines the Sefer Torah. How come you remember a big full seder and 2 sedres by heart so many troppen? Yeah, so many times." So he told me this thing. It's really, the trick is that it's by you like a nigun. If it's a nigun, so you don't have 100 of drops. It's just a nigun. You sing the nigun. This is the way it goes. So Chavre, Rabbi Isai, it's getting late. I want to finish out with this. We need to get alive. We have life inside, but let's bring it out. Let's learn Hasidus. Let's down with feelings. Let's get connected to Hashem. Then all the mitzvahs will be one thing and from our heart, and until we're going to get to the days that Hashem will be Hashem Echad, one God, and we're all going to see with our eyes. L'chaim, l'chaim.